Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to FreeCell Quest. Let's continue playing. So, weapons can only be bought at major forts. Good to know. So, next time we go to a major fort, we will try to buy weapons. We are mad dashing. That's our main goal right now, is to try and have everything that is doable done as quickly as possible. We, according to the game, are only 11% done with this game, and I've probably now completely run out of new things to say. Unless we find some new elements or get some story. It'd be really crazy, frankly, if the game started giving us story and started having us see our character, or anything like that. That would be really late for them to start adding that kind of content. But yeah, I don't know what I'm getting the feeling from, and this really can only be boiled down into evidence-less, baseless speculation, is that this was supposed to be a standard RPG game and something went wrong in development. So instead of having the battle mechanic finished and ready to go, they instead opted for they opted to just have the FreeCell gameplay mechanic be the main gameplay mechanic, or the only gameplay mechanic, and it just kind of doesn't make sense how, when you look at the map, that looks like a map for a completely different game. When you look at the art here, it looks like art from a completely different game. This is a particularly challenging one that I've already failed once, so I don't want to fail a second time. How many pieces can I move? And if I use all the mana right now, that's probably fine. But we are getting to a point where it will stop being fine. Because these are getting... the ones that are challenging are getting more challenging. The ones that aren't challenging are staying the same. There's a bunch of solution. As a bunch of solution. Let's undo that move and then do that instead. That should be it. So that was like half of our mana, but very little of our health. And the amount of XP we're getting is going up, but the amount needed to level up is going up. So I can't really rely on leveling up. I feel like, in particular, I might very well be hitting a point where I might hit a max level and then not be able to get bonuses at all. I don't know how the game would accommodate for that. Just keep on playing cards. We've got 4 suits, so pulling anything up with the spell. The thing is, I need this flea, and flea requires 14, so I couldn't really cast any other spell. So I'm I'm now either going to have to flee or going to lose, and I don't want to lose. Gold is proven to be slightly more useful than I thought it was going to be. We still have spells to learn that might play a role, and we still have some other things we can do. This guy's gonna attack me, and there's kind of nothing I can do. Let's see if that helps. Anyway, not really. Made it. I still have no firm grip on how long it is before something decides to attack or not. Seems like that it's random. Sometimes it takes a really long time to attack, sometimes it takes a incredibly short amount of attack. Sometimes attacks are happening just out of nowhere. And I guess maybe those are sneak attacks, but I haven't seen anything on the screen that indicates that they're supposed to be sneak attacks or to expect sneak attacks. How can we can do that, I guess. And I guess that will help something. Although maybe it's silly to want a game to tell you to expect sneak attacks. Okay. Yeah. There we go. And we may, for the first time here, actually hit a level where we're actually lining up a FreeCell build where you have at least 3 stacks, if not 4 stacks of things. Wow, that hit hard. Before it just automatically wins. Alright. So we probably at this point, like, I need to go here and I'll spend some money. And I need to go here so then I can go to this, which is, I really should have rested. Yeah, I don't know if the levels are just getting more difficult because I'm moving further in the map, or if the game is just like, you're at a high enough level now, we're gonna take off the kids' gloves. It might be that they took the kids' gloves off. I suppose I could talk a little bit about the problem with games like this, Solitaire in general, and why I personally don't play Solitaire. I don't spend a lot of time on it or anything, and it's because there's kind of nothing to it. It's a lot like tic-tac-toe once you figured out the rules, you're either going to win or you're going to lose. There's no randomness to it. There's no dice rolls. There's nothing that's really going to change your experience. That was pointless. I totally misunderstood what I was doing. So yeah, you run into this boredom you'll run into with FreeCell pretty quickly. Like, it is inherently a boring game after you've got it done. A lot like jigsaw puzzles too. Lots and lots of the old school games, parlor games, games that existed before digital games, couldn't really have a lot of randomness to it. It would either be too confusing or cause too many fights. It's not until we start seeing things like Monopoly, I would say, is probably one of the groundbreaking games to be introduced, as far as my limited understanding of the history of board games. I'd say Monopoly was one of the first ones to really introduce a lot of complication. Now, arguably, Monopoly was originally designed to be horrible and be a statement against capitalism, and somehow it has been perverted to be a statement for capitalism, as it's was bought out by the original owner and been sold over and over again, hundreds of times over. I wonder if anybody's even run the numbers on what the average number of times people buy Monopoly is, because you know that there's collectors out there that buy every single version and variant of Monopoly, and most people will have bought at least one copy throughout the course of their life. But yeah, Monopoly adds a lot of complication to a board game that wouldn't exist in something like, I'm thinking Parcheesi, or Snakes and Ladders and things like that were definitely more simplistic, but they came later also. Let's see. If I can't get something on the board relatively fast here, I'm going to start taking damage. And that's going to be a problem. So I need to focus on this column in particular. Put that down. And yep. Can we get a red 6 to do anything that would be helpful? No, but if I could find a red 4, well, the red 3, that's what I'm trying for. Yeah, if I can get this gone. So just do that, and do that, and then that'll clear a decent amount of stuff off the field. And that's probably it. I'm glad there aren't achievements to defeat certain cities under a certain amount of time, or some crazy achievement to potentially what would I want to go to the capital, which would be a quicker way to go to the capital here. Probably cheaper to do that also. And then to the capital we go, and we rest. 55 gold. You get to hear music that we don't hear at any other point. Meanwhile, what do we have? This I can't read. Like I cannot read this yellow on parchment color. This probably is an improvement on what we have. Here's a mana potion. It might not be a bad idea to buy a mana potion. So how much would this cost? 474? Nope. That's way too expensive. So your inventory, you have plenty of space. So the next place we'd want to go is a temple. See if we can train. Glitch. So heal moderate wounds would be 500 health compared to heal light wounds, which is 150. So you're going to clearly replace some of your abilities later on. Alright, now we're back somewhat. Let's do this, that. And we can put that there and put that there. And no problem with doing that. Seems like we will be doing more and more games like this. So they've taken off the kids' gloves. So, yeah. In a weird way, I kind of want this series to speed up because it's going to get grindy. It's going to get repetitive. Of course, there is a point to say that the way I play games is, I don't think, completely out of line with the way a lot of people play games, but I am generally powering through a game, not taking my time. So this is a great example of a type of game that they probably only want you to play 1 or 2 through games a week, and then get busy during the 1 or 2, 3 games during the weekend, and then get busy and not have any time to play it for a week, and then you won't run into any kind of major frustration points. They want you to be casual about it, for lack of a better term. Where that really doesn't work for a YouTube video game critic, though. Particularly when you have so many other games like I do to cover, or that I could be covering and that I want to cover. So yeah, I don't know how you make a FreeCell game that people could just keep on playing over and over again. It's probably a little bit better to make a game like this where you is it really worth it to use the ship and spend the money? No. I can just walk there for free. When you have games like Magic the Gathering Arena and Hearthstone and things like that, they tend to want you to play the game all day, every day. They give you daily quests that really demand a lot of your time. Whereas a FreeCell game like this, I guess it could have some daily quests, and it could just have an infinite leveling system that really didn't mean anything. I think people would eventually figure out that the leveling system wouldn't mean anything. It could give you some bits of armor or extra bits of gold every day that you come back and play, and that you might do some motivators there, but most game developers don't even bother going down that route unless they're actively making a free-to-play game, and this was a full purchase game, and thus it doesn't have any free-to-play shenanigans in it. Yeah, that didn't work. What does this do? So, what does the swap do? Did nothing. It just moved the cards around. But the attack still came from the same spot, and it didn't slow it down, its attack. Or stop it. So it seems like these spells, some are useful, some are not. I'm having a hard time finding anything I can do. Let's see. Swap a card around with a random card. See what that does. If that makes this 3 any easier to get to. It does, but it just swapped the 3 and the 4. We finally get something. Are we finally in a position where this will start to work? Maybe the attacks speed up by the number of cards in your FreeCell. I hadn't considered that. That might be it. So maybe the strategy here is to just have nothing ever in your FreeCells. That could be the case. Now we leveled up again. I just clicked through it really fast, so apologies for that. I kind of want to get back to the easy ones though. I feel like it went from being super easy to being pretty hard, and now I'm a little concerned. We've got a lot more areas around here. There's a lot more games still, so if that's the move, then we may run into some frustratingly difficult gameplay later on. This is still really hard to keep my eyes focused on. Like, I might end up taking longer covering this game than normal just because I have to take more just eye strain breaks. Because, man, this is something. It definitely is something. If I was gonna play this game consistently, I'd almost go into it and see if I could possibly hack out the background and just make it a pure black background or pure white background. And white would be a bad choice, but whatever I could get. Anything to get rid of the textured layered background here. Just play a regular game with regular old FreeCell. So we might be going down a path where at the end of the day I have to admit that this isn't as good as just downloading the Microsoft FreeCell game and playing it if we start to have incredibly frustrating scenarios. If we're banging our head against the wall a lot to see if we can get anything done. Let's put that there, and then don't have enough spots open. Put that there though, and that, and that. Do I want to cast a spell, or can I play? Do that. That. Keep moving things around. Yeah, that was a terrible couple moves. I don't know what I was even doing. I'm losing focus. That's what's happening, is I'm totally losing focus. We've got that and that. Right. How much more? Yeah, that might be it. Okay, something else we're still missing. That's probably it. There is kind of a domino toppling over sensation when you do set up a FreeCell or automatic win. These are things that you wouldn't really just by default get if you were playing FreeCell with an actual pair of deck of cards and not digitally, where it fills in everything and plays the game for you. Of course, there's a game on my cell phone that literally plays itself for you, and there's plenty of clickers and idle games in general that play themselves for you these days, and they completely 100% play the game for you. So if you want them to. So this was a cool feature, certainly when Microsoft FreeCell introduced it, and it is an improvement over playing the game in the real world. No need to shuffle, no need to keep yourself accountable that you're not cheating, no need to finish the game if you know you've won. But yeah, these are archaic improvements by modern standards. Things that you could only have been proud of decades ago, now things that are just kind of required for any digital format of a card game, a solitaire game in particular. Some automation of some sort. Um, we can do this and then that. No. Is there a red tin somewhere? Is there something I could do with a black tin? I can only move 2 things. I kind of wish you would just automatically heal some small amount after each game, like some amount, or that they would give you more items. If this really was a game, an RPG just around like item management, I could get that. Let's see, what's that one that will pulls the card to the top of the stack? There we go. There's a bunch of cards. That was more helpful than it seemed at first. Still could kind of lose here. We need this 2, and until I can get to that 2. That should be close to everything. I guess I could heal if I had more mana potions, or if there was just wells, or some place where you could rest for free. It would kind of make more sense. Feels like there's a little bit of an imbalance where you have to go to a capital and rest at the capital and spend 55 gold, or you lose completely and lose a lot more gold. So obviously resting in the capital is a better choice. See if we can get another ace. There's some done. And we have the ace. It's under this pile. Right, we may lose here, so I've got to figure out how to avoid that from happening. This ace. Cancel all incoming attacks. Okay. Gotta figure out something we can do. We can do that. We can do that. We can do that. We can do that. And do that. know if that helps me enough though. Without this one ace, there's kind of nothing else you can do. You're just doomed. I can move that over there. I can move that over there. Move those three over there. I can do that much. And then move that there. Do that. Do that. That may have saved the day. May have, because that's a big may. Okay. Where's the last solution? There. Oh. Okay. Do we have... This would have been a monastery in which we could have spent money, but we aren't there yet, so we can come over here and see. We don't have enough money for this. I don't know how much money I have at all, but obviously not enough. We don't have enough cards yet, and we kind of need those cards. Shop-wise, let's see. Shuffle all black cards. That's an item we haven't collected. Mana crystals. You know, it probably isn't a bad idea to buy a mana crystal. Still can't afford this. I'm gonna buy one mana crystal and just hold this in reserve, and then let's see, inventory, drag a mana crystal down here so we can use it. And rest for 55 gold. So 12% done, 70 wins, XP bonus of 84%. Already gives you 70 wins, but not a win rate. Like, you would think that would be more important. I kind of feel like I should try to finish this area, but then instead of either going up and taking on this area, which is obviously much bigger, or this area over here, which is obviously much bigger, I should come get this small island here, because this is only a few things. Maybe these are really challenging. Maybe I've just chosen the wrong path and I was supposed to hold to the left more, and maybe these will be easier. We are in this weird position where until I get another FreeCell, it's going to be rather challenging, to say the least. And I think that's what we've hit, is we've hit a difficulty spike. I don't really feel that it's just because we've gone to level 15 and now they're throwing level 15 puzzles at us, and if that is the case, that they're going to start throwing even more difficult levels level puzzles at us. I expect, based on the current run, that we would get to level 50. And so if there are level 50 difficulty FreeCell puzzles without some major improvements on spells or something, there's no way I'd be able to do that. And it would be incredibly silly and incredibly sad if I had to rage quit a FreeCell game. But we may actually run into that scenario if this doesn't start getting a little bit easier. It really turned a corner there. Like, for the first hour, 2 hours, even 3 hours, it was 99% super easy puzzles. Now, difficult puzzle after difficult puzzle after difficult puzzle. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.